Woods. Et elle a déjà quitté la table de poule, j'ai pas été assez rapide. Nous avons eu la chance d'avoir pour l'équipe du reste de l'Europe, non pardon, du reste du monde, Miss Ayala.
Welcome to the first ladies round on the second day of the World Team Trophy, played in the Orangerie in Roissy en France, close to Paris and even closer to airport Charles de Gaulle, where Team Rest of the World is up against Team Europe. Now, the force in the ladies tournament is Team Asia, who have beaten both these two sides. Yesterday. So neither rest of the world nor Europe will be able to win the competition. But of course we're looking forward to a nice matchup, nice play in the three disciplines represented in this beautiful format, designed and set up as a pitch to demonstrate what it could be to have Q sports in the Olympics. Degener for Turkey in Team Europe. Nechaeva from Russia playing snooker. A former gold medal winner in the junior championships of pool, and Jasmin, who has a resume from here till Klagenfurt, Austria. That's where she's from. She had a bit of a tough loss yesterday against Ga-young Kim. Ga-young making a 9-ball under break in the decisive break, but it's all in the game. Woods and Nechaeva have met each other in the last 16 of the World Championships last year. At that time, Nechaeva came out winner. So for Woods, a chance to redeem herself. Woods lost her first match against Team Asia, against Kamani from India. But yesterday was clearly to see that she started to hit the ball better. In 9-ball, a race to 4 is played.
Début de la compétition, mesdames et messieurs, pour la table carambole. J'ai le plaisir d'appeler mesdames Perez et Degener. Peuvent également se mettre en place à la table de snooker, mesdemoiselles Nechaeva et Woods. Et à la table de poule, j'appelle mesdemoiselles Ouschan et Ayala.
Soledad Ayala from Argentina has shown a good game over the 2 days. Nice chance for her to make a good showing against the multiple world champion that Jasmin is. Michaela Tep, the referee. And Jasmin wins the break, which is of huge importance in a race to 4. She'll look to make the black on the right side of the diamond-shaped rack to the corner. Control the cue ball. And had she made the 8, she would continue to play. But control passes, a dry break, nothing down. And luckily for Ouschan, at least nothing available, no pot available for Soledad. When you get to the table after the break in 9-ball, you can play, you can attack the lowest numbered ball or play safety. Or you can play a push out. So push out called. And she'll play the cue ball to any place on the table. She could touch another ball, she could pocket another ball even. And then Jasmin will come in with the choice to play from that position or to give it back, and I think actually this position is more difficult than it was. Unless there's a window between the 2 and the 6 to cut that one ball in. Unfortunate. Glued to the 9-ball. And the 5 and the 7 tied up. Can she hit the middle of the cue ball? No, she cannot. Makes it so much harder to pot. Now, either there was unintended right spin on the ball, or it was her intention, Ouschan's intention, to hit that 2-ball on the right and try and save behind the 4 and 5. Needs to get from the blue 2 to the red 3. I think the big miss was caused by her subconscious desire to create an angle on the 3. That's how shots are often missed by skillful players if they try to play something that is not there. An uncharacteristic safety error by Jasmin, leaving a cut on the 2. Soledad Ayala needs to make sure to hit it thin enough with speed to come back twice across. A little thick. She can make the 3, but she will not be able to get the cue ball close to the 4. Now, if she pockets this, will she trap herself? Is this a trap or is it a chance to win? Pocketing the 4, rolling the cue ball, she will open up the 5 and 7. Playing it with speed and stun. And the good news for Soledad is that she did not touch the 5 and 7. A difficult pot, cue ball off of the rail. But an angle on the 4 to get that cue ball towards the 2 balls. Strike. Now the 5 does pot to the side pocket. Does it? can attack the 5 and protect the cue ball. She went all in, a very positive shot, not trying to protect the cue ball. Draw back to get to the left side of the 7. Using the 8 as a sideboard. This is all experience and mental composure. Some shots that Ouschan has played tell me that she's not striking the ball to the best of her ability. So the initiative in this opening break has shifted back and forth between Jasmin Ouschan and Soledad Ayala, but in the end the Austrian has the best of it and gets the first point on the board. The in-off by Woods. Ball in hand for Nechaeva, but there's nothing on. So she'll try to get the thickness of the hit on the red right. The thickness determines the speed of the cue ball. Now the blue protects the left side of the reds. And over the right side of the table, it's more difficult to get the cue ball back to bulk. Whenever that object ball is so close to the rail, the cue ball can react very strongly. Well, I would let Woods in actually. Nechaeva could have let Woods play again, respotting the cue ball. Because the shot that Woods has now, I think, is easier than the one that she had before. Little kiss on the green, but the right side of the reds still available for Anastasia Nechaeva from Yekaterinburg in Russia. The biggest cue sport in Russia is Russian Pyramid, which is also played on a snooker table, but with a quicker cloth, like on a pool table. And bigger balls. The balls are the biggest that I've seen, apart from bowling. Even bigger than Carom balls. And very tight pockets. And they play different types of games where you score by either going in-off with the cue ball or by pocketing balls. Sibirska, Moskovskaya, I don't know if I pronounce it right. And Amerikanska. And they'll probably have some more games. But snooker is picking up in Russia. Best player in the men in Russia is, I believe he's still ranked #1, Ivan Kakovsky from St. Petersburg. black is tied up. The pink is out of play. Difficult to make a sizable break here. Would help to get the pink back on the spot, but it's a tight cut. She wouldn't be able to get close to the reds. With the green she can track approximately towards the pink spot. Oh wow. Not clear why she played it with that pace. Probably because she tried to open the balls near the black. Woods eyeing up on this very difficult shot, but also looking at that red ball near the yellow. Deep screw shot intended, and to protect against that red near the yellow. But her intention with that speed and spin made her miss the pot by quite a big margin. Nice little shot there by Nechaeva. A difference, one of many differences between pool and snooker is that in snooker, when you're playing safeties, after contacting a ball, there's no necessity of making the cue ball or one of the object balls hit another rail. So out of a snooker, players can go off the rail to the ball and just land on top of it. That red between the pink and blue is not a shot to nothing. She could attack, but it would require too much speed to get the cue ball to the left of the reds and back up table. Now the black has come into play. With the long pot going forward a bit. Woods would have a view on the 8 on the black. Points the lead for Woods. A lot of snooker to be played still in this frame. And before, through safety play, we saw all the reds being put together, being tied up, and then One shot too thick by Nechaeva, opening up the reds. But it's well possible that the next couple of shots will push the reds together once again. Played with a huge amount of right spin. Needs to hit the lower of the two above of the black. If she hits the top one, it could land in front of the corner pocket. Manage to control it. The one above the black, which can hit it on the left side. And we'll have a free route back to balk. This is a very difficult shot. Dangerous. She would be leaving Nechaeva in the balls, most likely. Green or blue. On the green she can hold the cue ball. That would give her a straight shot on the red to the lower left hand pocket. Good stroke. A lot of screw to get her a bit closer to her next red. Good hitting by Nechaeva. Starts to look like a good punishment for the ill-advised, difficult bread that Woods took on.
13.
This is Lava Bozilova from Bulgaria, the referee, in charge of the action on the center table. Stun run through. Needed maybe 5 or 10% more speed for the cue ball to deflect more and come around the red. Now she's forced to play defense. Back to balk, but having produced a good break and having a 40 to 28 lead. A bit unfortunate Was a good stroke by Woods. Unfortunate for that missed red to end up sitting in front of the corner pocket. Soledad Ayala on the pool table. Making a golden break. 9 on the break and a direct win. In a race to 4, that's 25% of the required racks. That's golden with a platinum lining. Extension called. All matches are played with a shot clock. But the players, depending on the discipline they play, the amount of extensions they can ask for extra time. Play it soft. Make the pink block the pocket if she were to miss. $19 in front.
7.
Depending on which color she uses after a red, if this goes in, she'll need 3 or 4 shots to secure the frame.
Well, 0.
Goes around, comes around. Woods missed previously the red and left it sitting in front of the corner pocket. Now it's her opportunity to take advantage. Woods needs all the colors to win. Ugh. She's better than that. Fortunately though, has fluked to snooker. Can't complain, Woods. She would like to get a bit to the right of the yellow. This is fine. Well, actually, I think it would have been nicer if she could land to the right of the brown for a shot to the side pocket. But she needs to. Oh, she could, excuse me. Perfect. Nice little matchup this. Good shots played by both. Shot, best possible angle on the blue. Nice, good shots. 2 more needed. Nechaeva could still level with the black. Yeah, good clearance by Woods from yellow to black to steal the frame. And takes a 1-0 lead in the race to 2. Now we'll switch to the 3-cushion table. The match between Degener and Perez. Degener from Turkey, Perez from Peru. Degener is a 2-time runner-up at the European Championships. Has made a good showing here. Came awfully close to beating Peavi Swong yesterday. She had it in her hands. Came just short in the end. Off of the right of the yellow. Keeping her eye on the clock, Degener. Only 30 seconds per shot. And in the end could not play the shot that she intended or that she was looking at. Couldn't reach it. Perez losing both her matches yesterday. Against Peavi Swong, she played a good match. Although she lost, she was trailing 11-3. Made a good comeback. And had an average of .88. Where in her match against Jacques from France, her game sort of imploded. She ended with an average of 27, and in the closing stages of the match she could finish, but she fouled. She touched ball 3 on her stroke and actually would have made the point if that ball had moved. Very level cueing by Degener. It's a bit easier with billiard balls because they're bigger. So there's more ball to hit, cueing over the rail. Be very thin or very thick.
7.
Not thick enough. Now Perez really needs to try and make something work right now. While we switch back to the 9-ball match between Ouschan and Soledad Ayala, a match that is possibly in the closing stages. Ouschan just needing the 1 break. Attacking the orange 5 with the bank, playing it to the side pocket. And that's good. Shape on the greenish 6-ball. Now, getting from the 6 to the 7 is not challenging. Getting the best possible angle on the 7 to make the route towards the 8. That's what it's about. About a 30-degree angle on the 7. No emotions whatsoever from Soledad Ayala, as if she were waiting for the bus. Actually, nowadays, people waiting for the bus will be looking at their phone. Not the purest of strokes by Jasmin, but it's good enough. Don't think she'll be needing any spin on the cue ball to avoid contacting the 9. And that's it. The money ball, they say in the States, for a 4-2 victory over Soledad Ayala. Jasmin Ouschan gets her first point on the boards, or the first point on the board for Team Europe. Congratulated by Nechaeva. So that leaves us 3 cushion and snooker to follow. Race to 25. If Perez can find that form that she had against Peru, this could become intense.
2.
Very much about the rhythm. 3 cushion. Well, any cue sport is about rhythm. And that, for me, is the beauty of cue sports. That you can play yourself in a rhythm. If you score, you get to continue shooting. And that's exactly why I don't like Cinque Berilli. It's an Italian game played on a 10-foot table, like a 3-cushion table, where they have these little pawns in the middle. And you can score. But in Cinque Berilli, if you, after your inning, it always stops. So you never get to play again. And that I don't like, personally. The nice thing about cue sports is that, depending on your skill level and the game that you play, for 1 minute or 5 minutes, or in some games even 40 minutes, you can feel in total control over the balls in the game.
2.
This plate is pretty thick.
0. 0.
It's a fortunate leave for Degener.
Well, 0.
Defensive shot by Perez. If you play defense, it's about controlling the position, well, of all 3 balls, of course. Opponent's cue ball close to the rail, always good. And the other 2 balls at a distance.
0. 0.
At a distance, preferably on one line. Off of the right side of the red ball. Track towards the corner to Perez's right. was a good chance for Perez. Degener has more than double the points. But still, 3 good innings by Perez. And not too much scoring by the Turkish player. And the comeback is there.
1.
Degener today, for some reason, seems to have more trouble with the shot clock. Looks a little rushed now and again.
Europe.
Looking at the clock many times. Very big ball, the white. Off of the right side of the red ball with left spin. Loaded up. I don't think she tried to get to the right long rail. I think the contact on the ball was just way too thin. Addressing left on the cue ball.
Europe 0.
So let's go to the snooker table, where Woods is in a strong position to redeem herself for her loss against Nechaeva in the World Championships last year. A 31-point lead. This is her first match, her third and last match in the event. She's starting to look like the player that I think she is. Lost against Kamani in the first one yesterday, then against France, against Juliette Poix. Had a good match. And today just that bit better again.
1.
No easy save available. If she tries to get that cue ball all the way back. Oh, yep.
2.
The best stroke for me in the women's snooker event of the 2 days. Beautiful stroke. That will give her a lot of confidence.
Europe 2.
6.
Now the highest positioned red ball next. Float it in or strike it a little more authoritative and get to the ball colors.
7.
38 points the lead. 43 with the blue. Play it softly, roll forward. She'll have the red to the right. was a little thin,
Well,
the blue. Not center pocket. Now she has an angle towards the reds. That's the bad news, but the good news is that she'll at least be able to reach it.
Zero, zero.
Oh, nicely done.
13.
Found that gap between the reds and the black. Now protect the lead, push the pink safe. Cue ball above the yellow.
Lower 13.
Very strong inning by Woods. Started with that beautiful long putt. The black is a big ball.
Oh, rest of the world. 7.
1.
46 the difference. That difference means that Nechaeva will need snookers to win this frame. And for that reason, Bozilova, the referee, did not call a miss.
Zero, 1.
Very thin on the red. It's a very fast cue ball, but luckily catched by the pink, leaving distance for Woods.
Well, 0.
She does not want to make, well, she is trailing 51 points in Nechaeva with 43 on the table. With 2 snookers and all the points, she could level.
0, 0.
So let's just say she needs 3 snookers to win the frame. That gives her a little leeway. She can pocket the red and combine with the pink or blue. Or even the brown.
Well, 0.
So to make life easier, Nechaeva can pocket the red, then go for pink or blue. It'll be easier because you just have to worry about protecting one red.
1. 4.
Oh, boy, did she thump that blue in. Too much speed. Landing on the short rail would have been perfect with a stop shot. She could sneakily have squeezed the cue ball to touch the black. This is difficult now.
1.
She'll take this on. I expect 3 snookers is a lot. Boom. That's it. Surely Nechaeva will shake Wood's hands after this. Good pot, good match by Woods. Really started to tilt, or it tilted hard this match when she made that yellow to black clearance in the first frame. 2014 under 21 world champion. Look at that.
Rest of the world, 7.
2-0. Woods over Nechaeva. Redemption for the Australian. And that means a victory for Team Europe 2-0. And Degener playing pour deux. 2 more points. 1 more.
2. For the match.
I noticed that Degener on some occasions addresses center ball and then pushes spin on the ball on her last stroke. And on other occasions prepares the shot with spin and then delivers straight. I'm not sure if she's aware of it. I'm not sure to what extent 3 cushion players go into all the technical intricacies of stroke delivery.
Europe 2.
Jackeline, Perez. She was a Peruvian powerhouse in her first match against Ouschan. But has found difficulty to replicate that form.
1.
Played with a very nice stroke. Going through the ball with the cue as if the cue ball weren't there.
Word 1.
Match ball for Degener. Now the icon of 3 cushion in Turkey and in the one of the icons in the world, Semi Degener, he could get 3 rails just off the 1 long rail. Playing with a lot of top spin and a bit of right. Make the cue ball go arc back and back and back and back and back again. Oh, almost a lucky shot. Of course, she tried to make the yellow miss the ball in the corner.
Timeout.
If Perez plays off of the red ball, she has to land in the corner to the short rail, right before the corner. Just a couple of inches.
Word 0.
The dreaded double kiss. pointing Degener to the point on the first rail where she wants to send the cue ball with right spin. No. Yes. Match point. Oh.
Europe 0.
Would be nice for Perez to be able to finish this match on a high after her second match ended so brutally. She didn't get to 300 average, but through sheer determination came close in the end, but she fouled.
1.
She made a touche. The white ball driven nicely to the corner. Big ball to play towards.
World 1.
Degener playing for 1. Fourth shot for the match. It's about sending the yellow in the gap. Did that. Nice. But around the red.
Europe
Nice in
0.
avoiding the kiss. I think we'll be seeing a kick shot here. Well, she could hit from here the right side of the cue ball with a lot of topspin and then play long, long and back into the corner. That would require a big stroke.
World 0.
Oh, missed that by a hair. Fifth shot for the match for Degener. Right before the corner to the short rail.
Europe 0.
Half of the white, she will need a lot of speed. Blast that cue ball to the long rail. And adding to that, manipulate the white in between the rail and the red.
World 0.
I found a more elegant option. Thinner. Number 6 for the match.
Europe 0.
This match, the whole match, the team match is in hands of Europe. It's done and dusted. It's 2-0. This is just for bragging honors.
World 0.
looking at a 5-rail kick shot. Could also play 3. I'm not an expert, so I don't know why 5 in this case would be easier than 3. I think it depends on the player. But 5 rails it is. Degener having some trouble in finishing the match off. Also depends of course on the positions. But a win in the end over Perez. 3-0 for Europe.